Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Louisa, and today I wanted to share more about how I cured my PCOS and got pregnant. So I was 18 when I was diagnosed with PCOS, and if you just heard the news that you have PCOS, I completely feel you, because this is something so devastating, right? Like, you literally feel that something is wrong with you. And that's how I felt when I was 18. I felt something was wrong with me, that I was not able to ever get kids. And I just want to encourage you and just send you this message today that yes, you will be able to get pregnant, and yes, you will be able to feel and look amazing. I was struggling a lot with hormonal issues when I was when I had PCOS, or when I was diagnosed with PCOS. Main thing was irregular periods. It was a huge thing. I never had a normal cycle, and I gained specifically weight on my midsection always, and this is a very common thing when you have PCOS. And I would have like this cystical acne on my cheeks, hormonal acne, how I would call it. And this is something that it was because when I was 18, I was diagnosed. You don't think about wanting to have babies right away, at least not me. But I definitely wanted to cure how I was feeling and how I was looking, right? So, besides not able to get pregnant, or at least having more difficulty to getting pregnant, my major concern was, okay, but will I ever feel good? Because I had always problems with my hormones. I felt like I felt fatigue. I was always hungry. I had like what I mentioned, like some extra weight on my midsection. I just felt always that there was something wrong, because even if I would exercise a lot, I would never feel that I would lose that little pooch, or that I would have amazing skin. And like other friends of mine that were like having irregular periods, having amazing skin and stuff like that. So what did I do? I was 18, and my gynecologist back then said to me like, don't worry. If you do want to get pregnant in a few years from here, then no worries, just come to us and then we will get you on some extra hormones in order for you to get pregnant. Nerve-wracking, because I hate to take more. Just the thought of me taking hormones scared really for me. Like, this scared the shit out of me, to be honest. Sorry for my language. I was so like, I don't want to take hormones. I don't want to be control, or not be in control and just be dependent on hormones. And please, everyone their own. So I do not want to say like, or being judgmental about it. Also, I didn't want to take any birth control. I have been taking birth control the moment I got my first period until I was 18. But then when I knew there was always something wrong in the sense of my hormones, I was more keen towards finding out the root of it. So I did a lot of research, a lot. And I just want to kind of give you today just my own personal journey, how I was able to, in a way, cure it and you get pregnant, and to reduce my symptoms. Number one is diet. Diet plays a tremendous role in your PCOS. With PCOS, you are way more sensitive to blood sugar spikes than another female. So what I did is I completely, in a way, stopped consuming these fast carbs. No more like carbs such as potatoes, chips, more like these definitely processed foods is number one what I skipped. And this is, I'm now 30, so this is a long process, and I just want you to help. I just want to help you today that it's, you can go for a more shorter route. But definitely carbs plays a tremendous role in your glucose spikes. So fruits, yes, but then limit them with the fruits that you can tolerate. You can basically measure it already by how you feel. I now know how I feel with certain fruits and with certain foods. So, but this is something that you can figure out yourself. Everybody is different. Every body is different, right? So your body, you can decide, you can feel, you can decide what works for you, what not. But for me, keeping the carbs low. So that means, as I mentioned, the processed foods, definitely skip that. The chips, the cookies, we don't need that. in any shape or form. Actually, we do not need them. However, if you do want to indulge on them, be my guest. But for me, it didn't work. I'm very a all or nothing type of person. So for me, I was already like, okay, red flag, I don't want to eat it. Plus, I don't miss it now. So it's not something that you will ever feel. I can just tell you from straight up, you will not feel that you miss them after a while. I think around 3 months later, you don't need them. Like, you will, cravings to processed food just after 3 months will disappear way more than if you just kind of like indulge yourself all the time. That works just personally for me. I'm not really into the cheat meals or cheat days. Then an important thing I want to mention is on exercise. So I started with this exercise journey. I love to work out. Really, it's something that I need to do to feel. It's kind of like a meditation for me now. But back then, I was doing a lot of like high intensity training. This doesn't work really for my cortisol levels. I got a lot like spikes and felt that my cortisol level went up. This doesn't work for PCOS. So for me, how I would like advise you, go for the more low impact trainings. Pilates, amazing. Reformer class with the machine, amazing. I'm joining now Form, which is an amazing workout app from the two Sammys. Love them. And very like low impacts, not so much on the hits. Fantastic for PCOS, really. We do not want to raise our cortisol too much. So diet, skipping the processed foods, definitely important. Skipping or like at least reducing the sugar intake. Sugar is almost in everything, so try to read the labels. Very important. Good tip. The first ingredient, if you read the ingredient list, the first ingredient is what they most consist of. So if the first ingredient is cane sugar or whatsoever sugar, all these sugar names right now as well, like the sorbitol, all these long names, maltitol, etc. Then it means that it has a lot of sugar in the product. So try to avoid that. But going back to the exercise, now that I talked a bit more about going back to the foods, now that I talked a little bit about the diet, what works definitely in your favor when you have PCOS is healthy fats, protein. Protein, animal-based. If you're plant-based, you can also find protein plant-based, but I consume mostly animal protein. So with PCOS, definitely consume the healthy fats, the healthy proteins. Then exercise, what I mentioned, less HIIT, more low impact training. Weight training, amazing. Weight training is what we need. You will thrive. Great for body composition. It's fantastic. Lifting weights is. Then supplements. The 3 supplements that I take during my pregnancy, before my pregnancy, after pregnancy, omega-3, magnesium to de-stress. We want to have less stress. Perfect for great sleep. And vitamin D whenever you're traveling and you're not with the sun. At least for me, whenever here in Ibiza, of course, I have a lot of sun. I do not take vitamin D, but whenever I am visiting my family in the Netherlands, I do take vitamin D. Just because I don't have a lot of sun. Then the other supplements I take on a daily basis is from it's from the brand Solgar called Hair and Nails. Great for your hair, great for your nails. It also helps for my skin. And these are just the 3 supplements. I have tested so many different supplements, but these are just for me the 3 supplements that now I take every day and have been taking for years. So this is something I just recommend you to take, but definitely always do your research up front and check with the naturopath what he or she can advise you based on blood work. Definitely also blood work is super important to do as well. In some countries here in Spain, quite pricey, but definitely worth it. Another tip is just to keep a journal. Keep a journal, write down how you feel on a daily basis based on the different type of food you're consuming, based on different type of exercises you're doing. How are you feeling? Track your progress. That's amazing. Just to see, compared to a year before, like I was living in Brazil for 1 year, and there I was consuming a lot of like fruits and more processed foods back then, and I had just worse skin. And for me, what would have been better back then if I would just really track it on a more like weekly basis instead of like over exercising. I was over exercising there. I was just eating a lot of fruits, a lot of sugars basically. And yeah, that I didn't feel good doing it. So another tip that I would recommend is to just keep a journal, track your progress. Then you can really see that you did have progress. Don't compare yourself to a week from here, but then it would be nice also to track yourself from a month from here. Goals, big goals, but make small steps. And a journal is perfect to keep track on that. Another thing I want to share is comparison. Comparison nowadays is big. I see it with my younger siblings that comparison on social media is a big thing nowadays. We compare ourselves on what we see on social media, and this creates only more stress. We want to have something that we do not have, rather than just looking around you and just be like grateful of where we are right now. Why I want to share this is because it could create again a stress hormone, and with PCOS is something we definitely want to just keep our stress levels down. So just this social media scrolling, is it really gonna benefit you? Are you really going towards achieving your goal if you're scrolling on social media? Is this helping you? And most of the time it doesn't, right? So what I would do is, I've been using over the last months this new app called Opal. I mean, new to me. I don't know if it's already existing a long time, but great app. I mean, I have a limited time now for social media. I have I can even block the time that I really want to focus on work. I'm currently studying to become a life coach, so I definitely need full focus, and I do not want to be like caught up or like just find myself scrolling through social media. It doesn't help me towards my goal, right? And it doesn't help me to compare myself. So yeah, that would just be a little side tip. Basically with PCOS, a big factor really is stress. It's just that our cortisol levels are high, that our glucose spikes are high. So food is important, exercising is important. And then the whole keeping your stress level down by de-stressing, by not taking too much things on your plate, which brings me to meditation. Have you started meditation? It could be, for example, 5 minutes a day. YouTube has many 5 minutes meditation, 5-minute meditation for abundance, 5 meditation for wealth, health, you name it. And this brings just a very nice way of, putting the stress levels down. I love to do it in the morning, first thing in the morning. Listen to even an affirmation meditation is also very nice. It's a great way to start your day. And that definitely I want to share about the affirmations is that prior to getting pregnant, I wrote a lot of affirmations to myself, such as, I'm carrying a healthy baby, I am a healthy mother, my pregnancy goes amazing, and I wasn't not even pregnant. I mean, for some it sounds maybe a bit woohoo, but it gave me a peace of mind that I knew one day I will become a mother. And it just gives you a bit more calmness. I do want to mention that the moment me and my boyfriend decided that we wanted to have kids, I was so terrified of that I was able to get pregnant. So we went to a fertility doctor, and definitely there was again a realization, because the fertility doctor told me if we would be diagnosing you today, we would say that you do not have PCOS. So this is something super interesting, that it's reversible. And yeah, I mean, God has always plans for everyone, right? And I just wanted to kind of, with this message, just giving you a little bit of hope that you will, like, better days are coming. If you're struggling or you just find out that you have PCOS, we can reduce our symptoms 100%, and we can get pregnant. So yeah, I just want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I wish you all the best in your PCOS journey.